Hey guys, King Power 44 here, and today we are talking about patch 7.2 for World of Warcraft Legion, the Tomb of Sargeras. So this is obviously going to come in front of patch 7.1.5, which is a really small patch, so I'm just going to skip over that stuff and go straight to the big patch for the Tomb of Sargeras. So this patch is going to introduce larger pieces of content, which include a brand new raid and the continuation of the class Order Hall campaign. So we're going to be returning to the Broken Shores. The demonic forces of the Burning Legion have built massive structures on the Broken Shore as a base of operations for their assault on Azeroth, and it is here that obviously the Horde and Alliance both experienced a series of tragedy. That's the deaths of both Vol'jin and Varian Wrynn. And now we've regrouped and we're going to take our new weapons of powers, the new recruited allies that we've had, in a nice return to the Broken Shore. Where we failed before, class orders will succeed. Each class will continue their class order hall campaign on the Broken Shore, and a new faction will be introduced, the Armies of Legionfall. Players will take part in helping build the Legionfall base to establish the initial foothold on the island, then work their way through the Legion's defenses and eventually reach the stronghold. To do this, the class orders will need to work together, build up their forces by fortifying ancient elven buildings and upgrading them into one of three buildings. You're going to either upgrade to the Nether Disruptor, the Command Center, or a Mage Tower, which will provide additional benefits. Players will also discover new world quests on the Broken Shore, along with other new challenges. Now, something else we're going to be getting is Legion Assaults. If you remember, Legion invasions were happening all across Azeroth before the expansion launched, and as the fight against the Legion intensifies, new assaults will be unleashed within various zones of the Broken Isles, and heroes will be implored to stop them again. And as that assault intensifies, the battle will culminate in a new 3-player scenario that takes the fight to the Legion ships above. Now, something we've all been waiting for is flying. So if you haven't been working your way through the Broken Isle Pathfinder Part 1, you should really start doing it before Part 2 is introduced. Once players have earned both of these achievements, they'll be rewarded with Broken Isles Flying account-wide, which means you only have to do this with one character to get it for all of your other characters. What's even better than flying over the Broken Isles? Flying over them on your own new epic class mount. By completing the Broken Shore campaign and maxing out your Legionfall reputation, you'll be rewarded a mount that is unique to your class as a symbol of your dedication to defeating the Legion. Now, I am going to have another video with all of the class mounts, showing them off. I think they all look amazing. The Shaman has a really cool mount, and of course, since I play a Hunter, Hunters have one of the best mounts. I'm really happy with what they did with them. But that's for another video, so stay tuned for that, guys. On top of this, we of course have the new raid, the Tomb of Sargeras, which is obviously happening in the Tomb of Sargeras itself. It was formerly the Temple of Elune, if you didn't know, and in this new raid there will be 9 new bosses to conquer, and then after gaining the 5th pillar of creation, the Eye of Aman'Thul, from within the Nighthold, which is the raid previous to this, you'll descend into the depths of the tomb and use the pillars to seal the portal through which the Legion entered Azeroth in the first place. Now with this, we are also getting a new dungeon, the Cathedral of Eternal Night, and they said that it's been some time that they've added a new dungeon in a patch, but we just got Karazhan. I don't think they're really counting that as a dungeon because it's actually more like a 5-man raid. But they thought it was about time to do so, and in patch 7.2, we are going to be getting this 4-boss dungeon, again, the Cathedral of Eternal Night. So while the raid is descending into the tomb, the dungeon is ascending into the upper reaches of the spire, and we'll be using the edges of Agrimar to open the rest of the tomb. Now, that's pretty much it for the PvE content coming out with the patch. Let's talk some PvP. So PvP seems to be getting a new mode called Brawls, which is something inspired by other Blizzard games. We have Brawls in Hearthstone. I'm pretty sure we have Brawls in Overwatch and in Heroes of the Storm. So this should be pretty cool. There's going to be a bunch of variety in the gameplay to give players some fun new activities to check out. So the first one is South Shore versus Terran Mill. This is a very classic, large-scale PvP game of team deathmatch, which sounds really, really fun. There's also Instacap Warsun Gulch, where you don't need to protect your own flag. You just go grab the enemy flag and bring it back. There is Packed House 15 versus 15 Arena, so that's just going to be chaotic as ever. There's also Gravity Laps, which obviously you'll be defying the laws of gravity in this brawl. I actually don't know on which maps they'll be doing this, or just on every map where you can kind of leap really high or even fly sometimes. Winter Arathi Basin is another one that looks to be really, really cool. It's Arathi Basin, but with low visibility and iced over waterways as well as snow. And then we have Eye of the Horn, which is mounted ram fighting. So that sounds really, really cool. Now for some artifact updates, this is something I was really looking forward to as well. Artifact weapons are one of the most major features of the expansion, and with many players increasing their artifact knowledge, unlocking new traits, and customizing the looks of their weapon to suit their character, as part of 7.2, they will be making a few new system updates to go along with all of that. The first of these updates is the addition of the new artifact traits that can be earned and unlocked via a new artifact campaign, which you can embark on once you've maxed out your artifact weapon. There will be at least 3 new traits per weapon, and you can unlock the abilities to spend a 4th point on every existing minor trait on your weapon. There will be approximately 15 new traits for players to earn and spend to upgrade and customize their character. There will also be new artifact knowledge levels to make sure that there's adequate catch-up mechanics for those who switch between characters, have alts, or are just coming into the expansion a bit late. And for additional variety and customization, they are adding new relics that modify 2 artifact traits instead of just 1. That seems really interesting, so that players can further guide the direction they want in their character progression. Beyond unlocking new traits, the new artifact campaign will provide an opportunity for players to show their mastery of their class with a solo skill challenge, which will unlock a new appearance for their chosen spec weapon. These appearances have been inspired by previous class quest lines that led to weapons like Anathema, Benediction, and Rukdalar. No grouping required or allowed, and completing the challenge will reward a truly distinctive appearance. I'm hoping that challenge is really, really difficult, so that, you know, when you get that appearance, the whole server can see like, oh, this person really knows how to play their class. Now there are also some dungeon updates happening. Even though we are getting new dungeons, they're going to be working on some old dungeons to keep dungeons relevant through the entire expansion. So Karazhan offers an opportunity for a mythic keystone, but at 9 bosses. It's a bit large to fit within the keystone structure. So to address this, they're splitting the dungeon into upper and lower Karazhan. There'll be 2 separate 4 boss sections that will fit into the system, alongside existing dungeons and the new Cathedral of Eternal Night dungeon. This will bring a total of Mythic Keystone dungeons to 12. And to make sure all Mythic Keystone dungeons are kept relevant, we'll also bump up the baseline difficulty along with increasing the item rewards to go along with this. They said that there also will be adding new affixes on Keystones, so that should make things a little bit more challenging as well. I hope that dungeons stay relevant because I really like what they did with the Mythic Keystone system. It really gives players a nice opportunity to get loot if they're not able to raid, while also doing challenging content that gives rewards that feel like you did something. So I really like that. So you're going to be seeing the Tomb of Sargeras patch 7.2 on the PTR after the launch of patch 7.1.5. There is no specific date yet, of course, but in the comments below, let me know what you're most excited about in patch 7.2. For me personally, it's flying and the flying mounts. Remember, I'm going to be doing a video on that, so look out for that. As well as like the video, and if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I'm still catching up on all this Blizzcon stuff because I had a lot of stuff to do during that weekend. But it's really exciting, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. I'm King Pyro 44, and I'm out of here. Peace.